Hello and welcome to this week at Gear Report. It's episode 210 for the 30th of May, 2024. We're going to have a brief show tonight. We've had some interesting things happening. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to turn the light on. There we go. That looks much better. We've had some interesting developments lately, and I'd like to share them with you. And for that, let's see, I want to bring up another screen here. We're going to share screen. We'll do the entire second screen and bring that up. So here you can see this is behind the scenes at the Gear Report Humvee channel. And before I get to that, Gizzard Gary has chimed in with the patented trademarked whatever. He's dropped the trademark, which I appreciate. We had some contentious times debating the validity of that trademark on the yo. But Gizzard Gary, thank you for the 3 yos. We really appreciate that. G-Web's gun website gave us a thumbs up. I'm hoping that's what he means here. He says, have a good show. We really appreciate that. Always like when our friends chime in, pop in to give us a little bit of support. Let's see. This morning's video, or actually midday video that I posted here, why don't we're going to open all 3 of these and we'll get a look at them. And you know what? I don't want to open them this way. I want to open them the other way. So let's completely change what I was going to do here. Instead of going the back way, we're going to go to our channel, the external view, and we'll put this down here. There we go. So now you can see we're live on the Humvee Gear Report channel. That's this program that we're doing right now. But I want to go look at the shorts and show you 3 that we have up here, starting with showing you a brand new fuel injection pump for the latest Humvee, for the Battlewagon 4. It wouldn't run. And I was fairly certain it was a fuel supply issue. And the lift pump was working. So that means the fuel injection pump wasn't working. So you see in this video, let me mute. Can I mute that? I think I can mute it. But as I walk around, you will see the fuel injection pump. All that weight just to show you this part. A couple of donor parts on the fuel injection pump. So that's the old one. In the bag was a brand new one. That was saying, he's going to come at some point today to work on the truck. And then I gave a tour under the hood. If you've never seen the hood on a Humvee, it actually folds up the opposite way of most hoods do. So that's kind of neat. I showed that, pointed out some of the parts up underneath. But then this afternoon, it says, how's he done already? Listen to it. Okay, so what hopefully you were able to make out there is the Battlewagon 3 was running on the big 6.5 diesel engine. Super stoked about that. I was hoping that it would turn out to actually be a bad fuel injection pump. So James put that in. I have okay, so G-Webs. Yep. Gary's dodging the legal issues. That's probably pretty smart. We hear nothing for what it's worth. Dang it. I moved the microphone down there by the speaker, hoping that it would pick it up. So here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to copy the link and drop it in the discussion, and then you can listen to it. And what you'll find is the first time it started up, there were some other parts that I think hadn't moved in several years that started rattling real loud. And I think when it started, there was still air in some of the fuel lines, and it took a minute to blow some of that air out. So it ran really rough and shook, and then it settled in. And I'm telling you, it it purred like a kitten. It was really a big relief because I got lots of money tied up in Humvees aren't cheap. So, you want to have a couple of them sitting in front of your house, you got some money wrapped up in them. So I was very pleased that I was able to get that going. Or alternately, I don't have Humvees, and it was all a scam for clicks. I've heard that rumor before. I don't know if it's a valid rumor or not, but anything could be true these days, right? You never know the way the internet works. As far as I know, but yeah, what do I know, right? So let's see, what else should we talk about? I still have some a whole bunch of draft posts waiting to be published. I think we actually have an additional one. Yeah, Caleb has got one in now, an Aero Precision M4E1 11.5-inch 556 complete upper review from our hunting editor, Caleb. We still got the let's see, we've got carry-on luggage from Highland Tactical, Streamlight Speed Locker, and Streamlight Stryon 2020, all from AJ. And bless his heart, he sends me like a picture of all three of them still in pending a couple days ago, and I still haven't gotten to them. So I apologize to AJ that I haven't got those done yet. I've had one thing after another since the last show. I think at the last show, I had just dropped my youngest off at the airport to fly to New Mexico for the summer, and the positive report on that is she was able to get an Uber, get to the hotel, get some sleep, get back to the airport to catch the bus to get to her place of employment for the summer, and completed the first week of training. Left this morning. The second week of training all happens in the woods. So she packed up her backpack last night, put it on this morning. They drove them out to the middle of nowhere, dumped them out. They're going to be doing some work out in the woods, some trail construction stuff for a while, and then going backpacking, and then they will start they'll start doing the normal job, which is I'm not trying to be cryptic. The youngest is working at Philmont Scout Ranch this summer. Let's see, vacation after what trip? After major payday, followed by more cruises. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what all that meant, but yeah, I mean, I got to get ready for the next cruise too. Lots of stuff going. Who teaches them trail building? The staff, Philmont. It's a conservation department, and they have developed quite some expertise in trail building. They've got thousands and thousands of miles of trails all over that ranch, and they've gotten very good at it. So I've built trails there a few times, but only for a few hours. And I had to laugh that my youngest started 3.5 days of really intense trail building. So the kid that I can't get out of her room because it's too hot and she doesn't want to sweat is now, and that's with the air conditioner on in the house, is now living in the wilderness in a backpacking tent, and every day using a shovel and the pickaxe and tearing up the ground and making a trail according to the specifications they have in place for, official backcountry Philmont trails. So yeah, let's see. Oh, isn't that neat? Yeah. So yeah, you probably know all the different parts of the trail and how they design them and how they build the rock walls when they need them for support. Where the critical edge is. I don't remember what all the terms are. My kid is doing this, not me. I've been through it, where, I spent 3 hours working on a trail and it was grueling. Isn't that cool? G-Web spent a year maintaining trails in both regular forest and wilderness. That's amazing. Wow. I'd had my kid talk to you about trail building. But yeah, so she will be, yeah. And the wilderness in this case means they may have chainsaws and that kind of thing to work with. Not her group. They have another group that does the chainsaws, and they're actually doing strategic thinning at different places of the ranch because they had a wildfire blow through a couple years ago, and it shut down the ranch for a season and went right up through the middle. And they'd been warned they had too much fuel on the ground, and they had not strategically thinned out their woods any. So they have crews going around and very aggressively thinning in strategic places and making build piles. And then in the middle of winter, when there's a foot or two of snow everywhere and there's not a lot of wind, they'll go through and light all those burn piles when they are very unlikely to be able to spread and burn the whole place down. So yeah, they do those two things. And then they also have a stream restoration that they're working on. Another segment of that department is working on. I don't know exactly what they're doing with that, but I know that when I looked at the training syllabus that my kids sent me, that there was a group that was doing trail restoration this summer. G-Web says, now for us being on trail crews, we could apply for wilderness firefighting. I signed up, of course, and made a lot of cash working fires. Any option for that for her? Potentially. I don't know if she wants to go that way, but I was just talking to someone this evening who lives out there and runs a little restaurant that's crazy. If you want to see something really neat, go look up Kathleen's Burrito Banquet in Cimarron, New Mexico. They have statues of brightly colored things, bears and other, wilderness stuff. Kathleen, who runs that in the off season, she runs that in the summer to feed all the people who are going out to Philmont. And in the off season, she does wilderness firefighting and then some other things as well. Really, really interesting, man. It'll make you think when you run into someone who's really doing exciting and interesting things with their life. It can make you kind of sit back and go, am I really making the most of my life? Can I get that light out of the way? I think I need to move that. Is that going to work? No. That's a little bit better. Anyhow, cool people doing cool things out there helping people. G-Web says, halfway think of driving up to Thunder on the Prairie. Could have gone past there to see the Red Dawn filming locations again. Yeah, I actually don't know where those are. You know what? We don't have a lot to do on the show this evening, so I am going to look that up. Red Dawn filming locations. And I'm going to do 1984 because that's the only real Red Dawn. The other ones are not so much. Interesting. I'm interested to hear what is a scam about wilderness firefighting. It looks crazy dangerous from what I've seen. Movie filming locations. Let's see. We'll bring that back up on the screen. Oh, Las Vegas, New Mexico. Not Lost Wages, Nevada. This is Las Vegas, New Mexico. Neat. Yeah, I'm going to have to read through this. I was hoping instead of text, it would show me a bunch of pictures, but that link did not do that. But That would be kind of here. That's what we want for filming locations. Neat. Yeah, wouldn't that be something to go get your picture sitting at the same boulders that they got the big iconic picture at? Especially if you had all the right firearms to display when you were getting said pictures. I think that'd be pretty cool. Dang it! Now I got to go watch that movie again. Good job, G-Webs. Let's see. Red Dawn was filmed. Yep, Las Vegas, New Mexico. The next town south of where she is. That's interesting. Yeah. Ton of waste of money since no one follows up on any of it. Yeah, I don't doubt that. I mean, that's the way a lot of emergency things are. You know, the people doing the people actually doing it generally care, I think. But you get to an administrative level, and it's more about bean counting and pencil pushing, and not so much about actually making a difference and doing the right thing. I got plenty. 90% of the movie was filmed in the area there. Interesting. Oh, so the boulders aren't there where they filmed the rest of it, I guess. Neat. Yeah. I think I should go watch that again. I watched one of the more recent versions and was like, "Are you kidding me?" It was really not not a good movie in my opinion. Red Dawn. I think that it looks like they've done a few of them. I think it was probably the 2012 one that I'm thinking of. Let me see who was in that one. Must have been the more recent one that I had seen. Let's see, 2023, 2017. I thought it was older than that other one. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to look into that later. Um, Anyhow, that's what we got for this evening. I'm super excited that the Battlewagon 3 is up and running, so I can kind of shift mentally back into some of the things that I have to do for that. So let me pull my pictures over to the other screen here, and I'll show you a couple things that could be interesting. Here's one of the shots of the James, the Humvee mechanic, actually drives around a military contact truck. The one, um, yes, the fake one was made in Michigan. That's the one I'm thinking that I saw. Have I printed a Humvee yet? No, I haven't. Let's see. So, oh, I've got that on the wrong screen. Let me move that over here so y'all can see it. Yeah, so that is a military maintenance truck. That it's a surplus truck that he purchased and outfitted it as a mobile maintenance truck. He actually drives all around the Southeast providing mobile military vehicle maintenance services, but just happens to live very close to me. So I'm incredibly lucky to have a very talented mechanic super close to me. So I've already got the cool seats in there. Now I've got a bunch of kind of standard maintenance stuff that I have to do before I can really drive it too much. Here's another angle of him working on the truck, sitting on top of one of the wheels. He's working on the camo truck, and then you see the tan truck sitting there. Because, I mean, are you really living in suburbia if you don't have a couple of Humvees sitting in front of your house, right? Why not hook the dude up with a sponsorship of the truck? I'm not sure what that means. He doesn't have any money to pay me to be a sponsor. And I don't think he's really interested in, like, I'll put your name on the truck or an ad on it or something to get you more business. He's given me deals on work for years. And I think he's been good to me price wise and being able to stop by when I need something. And I'd like to think that I've been pretty good to him, referencing him in videos and um, in articles, especially when he was just getting started as a full-time mobile mechanic. Um, and he didn't have a client base. And I'd like to think that some of the good things I said about him fixing my prior trucks really helped him to grow to the point that, like, I waited over a month for him to come do this because he's just too busy. So, yeah. I think I'd like, in my mind, it's been a very beneficial relationship for both of us. I've got a little bit of a deal on some of the work that he's done. He's gotten, especially when he really needed it. When he used to work at a Chevy dealer, and he left and went out on his own, and having some business come in. Yeah, I got you, G Webs. I think really helped him to get on his feet and build a name for himself. So yeah. The gun snob is here with yo, 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 yo. Oh, overachieving this evening. Thank you. Appreciate you being here, Snobby. So I think it's going to be kind of quick this evening. And there's no audio on this one. It's just me walking around showing the engine bay because, a lot of people never seen with the hood raised on a Humvee. So said, why not? I got the hood open. Let me show people what it looks like. And that's the fuel injection pump that got changed today to allow the truck to run. So yeah, posted a couple videos on the Gear-Report Humvee channel today, and that's what we're looking at. So all right, so you should also have an extra plate on the truck for his service. I might do that. I'll have to see what I could put together for that. You know what I could do? I'd have to see if he would appreciate it. Because he's a little touchy about how people find him. Like, I couldn't put his phone number out. I couldn't give people any real contact information. Like, I literally, if I have a friend who needs his mechanic services, I can't give that friend his phone number. I have to call and ask, would it be okay if I give him the number? And he's going to ask me a series of questions and determine if he's willing to even talk to that person. So yeah, makes it a little hard to do something where I'm advertising for him, so to speak. But that's how it is when you deal with military vehicles that freak some people out. People like to call the cops or cause problems when they see him driving around, especially if you're working on him and have a truck full of parts. And he's just got to be careful who he deals with so he doesn't end up having to spend too much time explaining to law enforcement why it is perfectly legal and okay for him to do everything that he does. Let's see. G Web says, I drove a camo Chevy GMC thing before the Humvees were around. How much those goes for? Those, they call them Cuckvees right now. That's what they call them. And they've been out of service for a fair bit, I think. But they tend to go for pretty fair money. I mean, I say that for the age that they are, like, I would expect that a civilian version of one to go for, $2,500, and then the military one may go for 9,000. So, um, I've never really understood the draw for what is basically, it's almost completely bone stock. They'll do a couple of things different, but there's really not much different. And I don't understand why they get such a price premium. I have friends that have them, but just because they collect all sorts of military vehicles. Oh, okay. You can push a button to start it like a Prius. Yeah, okay. I agree. That was the coolest thing. Defense Dad sees gun people for another couple minutes. I think that we are about to wrap up. Was there any? I thought I had something up here I was going to share with you guys, but I don't think I'm ready to do that. So, yeah, I think, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is the older, before the Humvee was purpose built, um, it was before that they were taking mainly civilian vehicles there for a while. and just using them for military use with very little changes. I never really understood that. Defense Dad. Now he can leave the comments where he wants to, I guess. All right. With the yo, all caps, we really appreciate the enthusiasm. Better than Jeeps in a lot of ways, I'm sure. But I'll tell you, that's something. I still want to get one of the little Willys Jeeps. I don't even know why, because I don't want to drive it anywhere except like in a parade or something. I just think they're cool. If I had a farm, I would want one. Just, people get Gators now, like a little side by side, 4x4 or 4x6. I would, if I had a little Willys Jeep, I would use it like a Gator, like a little utility truck. Which means I probably don't need one. I probably just need to get something like that. Yeah, like Patrick that I got the Battlewagon 4 from has got, I think it's a Kubota little side by side 4-wheel drive with a cab in the front that's open, and then a like a little cargo bed in the back. That little thing's awesome. Let's see, people being nice to each other. Getting ready for TOTP tonight. I know I should know what that means. Oh, Thunder on the Prairie. Of course. Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad that event is still going on. What about those Blue Air Force Suburbans? Are they still around? I don't know if they still drive those anymore. And I didn't see too many of those. I mean, when I was in the Air Force, we either when I was doing aircraft maintenance or when I was a part of the crew on the aircraft, we had what, I always referred to as the bread trucks. It was a van cab at the front and then the big box on the back. And I always thought, that would be neat to get one of those and maybe convert it into a camper. But actually what I have, I should probably, what I'm going to do, I said I was going to do it, and then I said I wasn't going to do it, because actually James was going to buy it from me, and then he changed his mind and said no, he doesn't want it after all. I'm looking for a picture to show you. It's a communication shelter that's made to sit in the back of a Humvee. So you take a 2-man configuration, which is like a pickup truck, right? And then this box sits in the bed section. And I actually own one, and it's super nice. Like, it's maybe the nicest one I've ever seen. And it's still sitting at Patrick's because James was going to buy it. Here we go. I'll bring that back to this screen. But now that he's not buying it, I've actually got a bunch of parts. At one point, I was going to make my Humvee trailer into like an overlanding trailer. So I've got, like, right here, actually, sitting beside me in this box, I have a portable water tank. That's a 29-gallon water tank, and I've got another one, I think it's maybe 18 gallons or something, that's in a tube that goes up on the roof so the sun hits it and heats it up. And I've got battery powered water pumps and some batteries and solar panels and different radios and electronics. Like, I've got all sorts of stuff that I was going to put in the other trailer. And now it's like, well, okay, I guess I have this little comms trailer box. I will build that. And it's sitting in the back of LMTV, I think, a much larger military truck. It's just sitting there to get it up off the ground or whatever, so Patrick could drive it around, and it's got a big lifting arm on the back of this vehicle to pick it up and move it. But I've got not that trailer. Oh, that's the Humvee hood that I need to pick up. This is the inside of it. It had computer racks in it, so I'll pull those racks out and then have all that space available to turn it into like living space. So I think that's going to be a neat project. And basically I'll do it just so that then I can sell that box, because I don't actually know when I would use it too much. I've got another, I don't see the picture of the other trailer. I've got a military trailer that should be just the right size. There it is. It had a generator on it at one point. And it should be just the right size if I take these fenders and that generator control box off, that that communications box should sit right on there, and then I'll be able to bolt that down and have like my little miniature camper trailer that I can take around with me. So that should be kind of neat, I think. Oh, let's see. Defense Dad drinking beer. Gotta have beer. Well, I'm not gonna argue with that. Let's see. I think they're talking about Thunder on the Prairies. It's still on, as far as I know. And Civil Air Patrol, we had a deuce and a half of the comms box on the back. Isn't that neat? I think it will be an awesome camper. And I've got a little portable air conditioner I can put in it as well. And for the generator, actually, I'm pretty sure that I can run power straight from the Humvee. I've got that my Humvee actually has an outlet behind the front passenger seat. They call it the commander seat. It has a plug that I believe is there just to power the comms box. So I can use the generator in the Humvee to power the comms box. So this could actually be a really cool project, but unfortunately, I don't think I will ever really use it. Like I'll use it every now and then just because I build it, but I really, if I build it, it's going to be because it's a neat project I can get some content out of and have a little fun making it, and then I'll sell it and try to cash out on it and hopefully not lose my shirt in the process. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about there. Turn them into cabinets with kydex. That would be interesting that you could just, yeah, enclose them and turn them into cabinets. Hadn't thought of that. It's a good idea. Not, then I have a lot of groceries and ammo to use up. Yeah, yeah. For Thunder on the Prairie. We got different discussions going on here. But that's all right. So yeah, good stuff. Thanks for everyone being here tonight. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. And we'll be back next week at our typical 9 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Maybe TJ will grace us with his presence then. We'll have a little bit more to talk about. I know I have 4 articles to publish. I've got several more that I'm in the process of writing. Lots more videos and other content going up all the time. If you haven't seen the new Gear Report travel channel, you know what? I just closed that tab. I have been uploading new videos, mainly travel cruise type stuff. Lots of shorts, a couple long form videos. So you can go check those out. But until next time, we'll see you at the range.